It's World Toilet Day today, a recognition of the role this humble but important device plays in our health and well-being. The SA Medical Research Council is now launching a wastewater-based early warning system for COVID-19. Professor Angela Mathee from the Environment and Health Research Unit at the Medical Research Council joins us now. Professor, good evening to you. How are you able to use wastewater, water from a toilet, to look at COVID-19 levels?
Actually, wastewater has shown its value historically as well, in that it was instrumental in helping the world eradicate poliovirus, for example. And it's also been used to track measles, hepatitis A, and norovirus. And then with the COVID-19 pandemic, scientists in the Netherlands were the first to pick up the fact that they can track the RNA from SARS-CoV-2 in wastewater. And after that happened, many countries around the world, including the South African Medical Research Council, we've been following the technology, implementing it, and finding that it is a really useful tool to help track the spread of COVID-19.
So in other words, you can look at the water that comes from a particular area and you can see roughly the prevalence of COVID-19 there, even if people in the community don't know they have it.
That's right. We can look at wastewater treatment plants and take samples of the wastewater coming into the treatment plant and isolate and quantify the RNA from the SARS-CoV-2 virus. And we can tell about a week or even longer in advance whether there's going to be a spike or an increase in COVID-19 cases in that catchment area.
It really is quite incredible. I don't want you to go into too much detail, Professor, but how do you do the actual test?
It's simply taking a sample, and we take it to one of our SAMRC laboratories or one of our academic partner laboratories. They extract the viral RNA from the sample, and then they put it through a PCR process to quantify it.
Is it expensive to do?
It is quite expensive, but it is much more cost-effective than human sampling, where you're taking a sample from one person and you can tell just for that one person whether they are COVID positive. We can take a single sample from a wastewater treatment plant and we can tell it's like screening for 10,000, 100 or several 100,000 people with just one test. So from that perspective, it's cost-effective and it's time-efficient.
It's really quite something. I mean, you'll be able to use this to track what's happening in Nelson Mandela Bay, which is having a spike in COVID-19 cases now. For example, you could even, I suppose, track the exact location of where the spike is and which areas are hotspots within a spike.
That's right. We can, so a wastewater treatment plant, depending, it could be serving 800,000 to 900,000 people. There are smaller wastewater treatment plants that could just be serving a few thousand people. So for the bigger plants, we can go to pump stations, we can go to the suburb level and take a sample there. There are some logistical problems, but it is possible.
Professor Angela Mathee, thanks very much indeed. It's fascinating, from the SA Medical Research Council. Kathy.